Hello, this is EasyCAD for you in AutoCAD 2015 for beginners. Tutorial number 1 will go over the basics of the interface, the different workspaces available, and how to communicate with CAD, among other essential stuff. In AutoCAD 2015, when we open the program, we have these two main sections. In the Learn section, we can access tutorials, online resources, and tips. From the Create area, on the other hand, we can open recent files, templates, or a new drawing. When we open a new drawing, this is what we have. As you see, the user interface or UI is composed of several elements. Let's get to know them one by one. This black area here constitutes the drawing area in CAD and is called the model space. Virtually, the space in here is infinite, which means we can draw anything we want in the scale we prefer. Now, it is important to understand that in AutoCAD, normally we draw at full scale or actual scale, which means that you use the real numbers. So, for example, when drawing a house, we use the real numbers, whether in meters, if we use the metric system, or feet and inches, if we use the imperial system. And then, after your drawing is completed and before printing is when you actually scale your project. On the left top corner, we have this button called the Application menu. When clicked, it provides several options well known like Open and Save, and others specific to CAD like Publish and Drawing Utilities. Even the ones that could be familiar from other software like Print or Export have options that are specific to AutoCAD only. And when we're not selecting any of the options on the left, on the right, we'll have a list of the recent documents we have worked with. Right next to it, we have the Quick Access Toolbar, which gives you access to some operations in just one click, like for example, saving, printing, opening and closing, and the always necessary undo and redo buttons. Next to this, we have the AutoCAD window title bar, which will include the name of your drawing and the version we're using. By default, CAD will numerate the drawings like in sequence 1, 2, and so on. And of course, we should always rename the drawing appropriately. On the right, next to the title bar, we have the Information Center or the Info Center, in which we can look up help topics by typing them here. For example, I type here rectangle and it will provide the results in the help window with options to choose from. And of course, no need to explain how these controls work for maximize, minimize, and close, right? Now, right below this, we have the area called the ribbon, which is sectioned in tabs, and every tab has multiple modules. Every module has the icons identifying the AutoCAD commands they activate. Like for example, in the module Draw, we have commands line, rectangle, etc. Too often, we'll see this triangle shape in the command, and basically it means we have a set of options available to execute the command. For example, we click the one for command circle, and we see it has multiple options to create a circle, and the same applies when the triangle is at the bottom of the module. If we pull the options, we see it has other commands available. Now, we might see instead of a triangle, an inclined arrow on the right, as is the case here in the Properties module. This indicates that we have available a tool palette, which will include a set of extra options for commands, settings, or tools, depending on the specific palette you select. Now our attention goes to our mouse, who has the name of crosshair due to its shape. We use it as a selection tool, the same as in other software. For this version, it includes a lasso tool or feature that provides high versatility when selecting objects. But in CAD, it includes providing coordinates for the drawings as well. And if you right-click, it provides a set of additional options. Now, if you notice, right next to it, by default, when you have a command active, like now that I'm calling command move, you should have this little square saying select objects. This is what we call a tooltip that will change the prompt depending on the option you activate. Basically, this is one way of communicating with CAD. The same system, but of course with more details, we have it down here in this area. It is called the command prompt, where we interact with AutoCAD. We can enter here directly our command selection by typing the command or its shortcut, and it will suggest options as we type. For example, if I click on it and start typing REC, it provides a set of possible options to choose from, so I can select rectangle command. Now, without clicking on it, the same is true, but instead of on the command line, it will be on the tooltip. You can see it here. When we call a command, normally CAD prompts for the next operation, and we are expected to provide the required information. Like, for example, here, the 2 points to specify the area for the rectangle. An interesting thing is that in AutoCAD, we have tons of commands that are not included in the ribbon, and the only way to call them is through the command line or command prompt. Now, let's explain what is this symbol down here that we'll call the UCS, or the User Coordinate System. We use it as a reference to determine position on space. And chances are you remember from school how to locate a point in a coordinate system. So for instance, if I enter 5, A, this means my point is located 5 units to the right and 8 units going up from a certain position. And although we will elaborate on this a little bit more in the next tutorials, for now just remember that we're working in 2 dimensions like here, or in 3 dimensions like you see now. Now, when we enter the coordinates, normally in AutoCAD we enter those values in X, Y, Z order. That's how we do it. Now on the top left hand corner of the model space, we have a couple of buttons that are mostly used in 3D. The view control, for example, is used to select the drawing view we prefer. Like now we can change from plan view to an isometric view. The same result can be obtained with the steering wheel on the right. By clicking it, we can select and change the predefined drawing view as well. Now, the other button on the left is the Visual Styles control, which will allow us to select among a set of predefined visual styles, like changing from the default to the wireframe to others like conceptual or realistic. On the right, we also have the navigation bar, which is mostly used in 3D as well, and included commands like orbit, zoom, and pan. It serves the purpose of making it easy for us to navigate the model space. At the very bottom of the screen, we have on the right the status bar, which has multiple drawing aids. These are tools and drawing tools that affect our drawing environment and ultimately will help us to ease our drawing experience. On the other hand, on the left, we have these 3 tabs. The current one is the model space, but the other 2 saying layout are considered paper space. Click one of them and this is what we have. This resembles a sheet of paper and is basically a window to look into the model space. It's in here where we scale our drawing and decide how to present it to the clients. Now back into the model space again, we look below the ribbon and we see this tab the same way as some other programs and browsers have it. By clicking the plus sign, we can add another one and have multiple drawings open at the same time and work on them easily. Okay, I hope you liked the tutorial. For the next video, we'll start drawing in AutoCAD 2015 and we'll learn how to set up your drawing along with other essential stuff. Remember, if you enjoyed, give a like. You can also subscribe to my channel for more, post any questions you might have. Thanks for watching and see you next time.